That was a basketball play? Nah, it wasn't.
Marina Mabrey.
She has come out and spoke.
The Marina Mabrey, Caitlin Clark situation.
About shoving Caitlin Clark.
Mabrey admits she overreacted shoving Caitlin Clark.
With the Caitlin Clark foul.
Marina is in a bit of a panic.
Because now they're talking about investigations, and now you're terrified. Now you're scared.
Marina Mabrey's assault on Caitlin Clark.
Marina Mabrey, that slime ball that viciously attacked Caitlin Clark, blindsided her like she was in a football game. Ridiculous.
Has the WNBA on edge, and an investigation may be coming. If you stand with Caitlin, drop a 100% for Caitlin in the comments now. Let's show her our support.
And the Indiana Fever megastar, who is still out due to groin injury, is making waves in the sport. The GOAT, the one and only, Caitlin Clark continues to shatter, break records. At this point, she's just breaking her own records. At this point, she is only breaking her own records because she broke everybody else's already.
June 17th, Indiana Fever versus Connecticut Sun. What should have been a regular game turned into one of the ugliest moments of the WNBA season. Caitlin Clark was poked in the eye by J.C. Sheldon while simply trying to create space.
The moment came in the third quarter after star Fever guard Caitlin Clark was poked in the eye by Sun guard J.C. Sheldon. Poked in the eye.
The whistle had blown, the play was dead, and she was walking away from the contact.
Caitlin Clark did not hit J.C. Sheldon. J.C. Sheldon captain Insano Caitlin Clark. She got her with the eye poke, and Caitlin Clark was walking away.
Then, out of nowhere, Marina Mabrey came charging in. Not a bump, not a box out, but a full-body hit.
The moment came in the third quarter after Fever guard Caitlin Clark was poked in the eye by Sun guard J.C. Sheldon, which prompted Connecticut veteran Marina Mabrey to come up and shove Clark. It was, I'm going to drive my entire body into your body.
That blindsided Clark and knocked her to the floor.
Caitlin Clark's civil rights possible lawsuit is heating up. We're getting reactions from WNBA players. One being Marina Mabrey. Now, we know Marina Mabrey had a situation with Caitlin Clark in which she shoved her to the ground, and it made national news.
Marina Mabrey to come and shove Clark to the ground.
There was no basketball move here, no attempt at the ball. Just a deliberate, dangerous shot at the league's brightest star. The impact triggered chaos. Multiple technical fouls were called, and tensions boiled over. Later in the game, Fever enforcer Sophie Cunningham stepped in to defend Caitlin.
It prompted Fever enforcer Sophie Cunningham to essentially start a brawl by grabbing and throwing Sheldon to the ground. Now, we ultimately remember that. That was legendary.
Grabbing Sheldon and throwing her down in what many saw as a direct message.
Sophie Cunningham to essentially start a brawl by grabbing and throwing Sheldon down to the ground 1 quarter later.
We protect our own.
She pretty much instilled into the rest of the league, hey, you know what? It's a green light and still attacking Caitlin Clark. Y'all can get away with it.
Video replays made the incident even more damning. Mabrey's back was turned before she suddenly spun and charged Clark. Seconds earlier, she had even swung at Aja Boston, narrowly missing.
Marina Mabrey had her back turned. As she swung a swinging back fist at Aaliyah Boston, tried to hit Aaliyah Boston right before it. She literally just swung and missed her.
Did you overreact when you swung at Aaliyah Boston? Aaliyah Boston literally had to duck.
And yet, this wasn't called an ejection. In fact, it was downgraded to a flagrant one at the time, a decision that left fans furious.
Marina Mabrey admits she's overreacted and shoving Caitlin Clark is what the headlines say. All I think of is we forgive, but we don't forget. On June 17th, we know that's when the shove came.
For many, this was the final straw in what they see as a season-long pattern of non-basketball attacks on Caitlin Clark. The Kennedy Carter hip check, the Diamond D. Shields collision, repeated eye pokes, and now this. Off the court, in any other setting, that shove could be considered assault.
Marina Mabrey is trying to moonwalk back said incident. That play by her, it wasn't even a play. Look, if this happened out in public, some places, like, for example, where I live, if you did this to somebody, the cops are taking you to jail.
On the court, it was brushed off as just part of the game. This moment didn't just ignite a brawl. It lit up the conversation about how the WNBA treats its most valuable player.
Marina Mabrey to come up and shove Caitlin to the ground. This not only incited several technical fouls and weeks of heated discussion about how Caitlin Clark is treated by period at.
In the days after the incident, Marina Mabrey stayed quiet. No public apology, no acknowledgement of what happened. But as the outrage grew and the conversation shifted from hard foul to hostile work environment, her tone changed. When she finally spoke, Mabrey claimed she had overreacted a little.
Marina Mabrey has now come forward and said she overreacted with the Caitlin Clark foul.
And only acted because her teammate was getting hit.
I probably overreacted a little bit, but my teammate is getting hit.
She pointed to an old playoff game from a year ago where she says Caitlin Clark threw her into the benches.
She threw me into the benches in the quarterfinals. We don't want to hear that. She didn't throw you into the benches.
Suggesting this was some kind of payback.
Obviously, I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm not trying to go after certain players for certain shit. Me and Caitlin were cool. Me and Caitlin have competed against each other in the playoffs.
Me and Caitlin were cool. Me and Caitlin have competed against each other in the playoffs. She threw me into the benches in the quarterfinals. We didn't go after her for it.
But context matters. That old play happened during live action. Both players were chasing a loose ball, and it was within the game's natural flow. Mabrey's shove, on the other hand, came after the whistle, with Caitlin walking away and no ball in sight. The excuses didn't stop there. Mabrey also told reporters she believed her foul was only upgraded to a flagrant 2 because of the way the fans reacted.
She stated, I thought it only got upgraded to a flagrant 2 because the way the fans reacted to it. Marina Mabrey said, you literally pushed her to the ground. I don't do stuff like that. Everybody knows that I've done that before.
I thought it only got upgraded to a flagrant 2 because of the way the fans reacted to it.
Thought it only got upgraded to a flagrant 2 foul because the way the fans reacted to it.
That statement instantly rubbed people the wrong way. To many, it sounded less like accountability and more like she was blaming the public for calling out dangerous behavior. Worse still, fans quickly dug up footage from immediately after the shove. There was no sign of regret. Mabrey was on the sideline laughing, sipping water, even dancing.
Marina Mabrey, do you not remember after that you was on the sidelines drinking your water bottle, Millie rocking on the sidelines? Did you forget that?
It was a moment that contradicted her later, "I didn't mean to hurt anyone" narrative. Social media exploded. Clips of the hit circulated across X, Instagram, and TikTok, paired with comments calling her actions cheap, intentional, and career-threatening. For many WNBA supporters, even those who aren't die-hard Caitlin Clark fans, the shove crossed a line. The anger wasn't just about this one hit. It was about the bigger picture, the repeated targeting of Caitlin Clark this season. Every time she's shoved, tripped, or blindsided without meaningful punishment, it sends a message to the rest of the league that you can go after the league's most valuable player and get away with it. And now, with national media covering the story and major outlets calling for the WNBA to protect its players,
Wall Street Journal, across the national media, on television, the whole nine, they just talked about that on Outnumbered on Fox News at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. They talked about the Wall Street Journal Caitlin Clark situation.
Mabrey's overreaction comment feels like too little, too late. The fans aren't buying it.
Marina Mabrey saying she overreacted, I'm like that's an understatement. That is a massive understatement, say.
They've seen the video, they've seen the smirk, and they've made up their minds. This wasn't a mistake, it was a choice.
This girl literally rejuvenated the goddamn franchise, and y'all don't got her back.
Marina Mabrey's shove wasn't an isolated moment. It was just the latest and most blatant example of something fans have been warning about since Caitlin Clark's first game in the WNBA. She is being targeted. From the very start of her rookie season, Clark has taken hits that have nothing to do with basketball. Kennedy Carter's infamous hip check, delivered from behind, well after the whistle, set the tone. Diamond D. Shield's football-style collision, multiple deliberate eye pokes, rough closeouts, and now Mabrey's full-body hit.
The Kennedy Carter bitch slam that started this all. Caitlin Clark running down the court, Diamond DeShields slamming into her like she's a safety in the National Football League. And then you had that Marina Mabrey one from this year.
Have followed. None of them were legitimate basketball plays, and almost none of them resulted in serious punishment. What's worse, these aren't just one-off frustrations from opponents. Many see them as symptoms of a larger problem, a culture in the WNBA that resents the attention and financial growth Clark has brought to the league.
The green light is on Caitlin Clark from Kathy Engelbert. Y'all all know it, so y'all are taking advantage of it.
In just her rookie season, she's broken records, sold out arenas, boosted TV ratings to all-time highs, and even made WNBA merchandise a hot seller again. For some, that's inspiring. For others, it's a threat. The Wall Street Journal's recent article on a hostile work environment put a national spotlight on this.
The opinion piece that came out of the Wall Street Journal about Caitlin Clark and a hostile work environment in the WNBA.
It described how certain players go out of their way to rough up Clark.
She just went to knock someone on their ass, and it happened to be Caitlin Clark.
And how the league's leadership has been reluctant to step in.
Every foul she takes is brutal, but the league is scared of its players because of social and political agendas.
Partly because they fear backlash from suspensions or fines in a politically sensitive league. Multiple sports personalities, from Fox News hosts to Stephen A. Smith, have openly asked whether Clark's civil rights are being violated on the court. The stakes are growing. Calls for an independent investigation into how the WNBA handles dangerous, non-basketball contact are getting louder.
Because now they're talking about investigations, and now you're terrified. Now you're scared.
Some fans want the league to follow the NBA's lead in protecting stars, ejecting players immediately for unnecessary contact, and issuing multi-game suspensions. Others have gone further, suggesting federal labor regulators could step in if the league refuses to act. For Caitlin Clark, this isn't just about personal safety. It's about whether the WNBA is going to allow its most important player to be a punching bag for resentment. The fact that she's endured these hits without publicly lashing out has only made her fan base more loyal. She's responded the only way she knows how, by continuing to perform at the highest level and shattering records, even while playing through injuries. But the longer the league delays, the greater the risk. One more accidental elbow, hip check, or shove could lead to a serious injury, the kind that sidelines Clark for months and costs the WNBA millions in lost attention and momentum. That's why this Mabrey incident has become more than just a headline. It's a tipping point. Fans, media, and even some insiders are saying the same thing. Enough is enough. If the WNBA won't protect Caitlin Clark, outside pressure might force their hand.
If this lawsuit thing goes, Marina Mabrey, you got to look at yourself in the mirror if your league is gone.
And when that day comes, Marina Mabrey's shove could be the moment that finally made it happen.
Marina, you're on the list. You made the list, as Jericho would say. Yeah, you're gonna be in front of everybody and have to explain, why did you do that exactly?
Caitlin Clark has taken hit after hit this season. And still, she's standing. Still breaking records. still carrying the WNBA to heights it's never seen before. The shove from Marina Mabrey was supposed to rattle her, maybe even sideline her. But all it's done is prove how much fear she puts in her opponents. Now, the league has a choice: protect its biggest star or watch as the fans, the same ones filling arenas and driving ratings, demand answers somewhere else. Because this isn't just about one game or one foul. It's about respect, safety, and the future of women's basketball. Caitlin Clark isn't asking for favors. She's earning everything on the court.
The Caitlin Clark Immaculate Logo Woman, one of one, sold for $317,200 Saturday night, man. That's crazy. Result is the third highest sale for any Caitlin Clark card.
But it's time the league steps up and ensures she can compete without worrying about the next cheap shot. And when she laces up again, you can bet she'll deliver her message the way she always does, by torching the scoreboard and making every critic eat their words. If you stand with Caitlin, drop a 100% for Caitlin in the comments, share this video, and let the WNBA know. The fans are watching.
The WNBA referees, because I can't just say it's the players. We have to look at the WNBA referees as well and hold them accountable as well. Because I'm telling you right now, this lawsuit thing is getting real.
And we will not be silent.